is.
What was that conversation like? Was there like a bit of a push, a bit of a sales pitch? Like, hey man, you're the mobility king. We're gonna need you. Like, what was going on there?
He was just like, get your fucking ass over here. I think he knew, like, and it's why the gym's doing so well. It's why everyone loves going there. He knew that I knew that that's where I wanted to be, and that's where everyone wants to kind of be, even if they don't know. They kind of, it's such a beautiful place, man. I was sitting there yesterday talking to some people, and again, I had almost the same conversation with another set of people. Just everyone says how much they love it there. Everyone's smiling, everyone's friendly, and I'm so fortunate to be able to go to work where people fly from around the world. They take their 2-week vacation, or they save up money for 3 months or a month, and they just want to improve themselves. They want to get better. And I get to go to work to that. So everyone's coming in with a smile on their face. Even the people who have fucking trained so hard and they're tired and they've got beat up and they may have lost 2 fights, but they're still there. Like, they're in there. They're working hard. And I can't complain about fucking anything, really.
What's location as well? What if the same conversation happened, but it was back to Chalong? Would your decision been different?
That would have been a sell, I think. That would I left Tiger Street, and I say it more of like a. I have really good memories of going as a tourist for a couple of years to Tiger, then working there for a couple of years. And I left when it's hard because I don't want to say anything. My heart's still in there, but I left when it changed a lot. Like Tiger and the soy. There was a real big the passion and the enthusiasm that I had for when I was wanting to go there was obviously still there. I was still very, like, had that. It just, all of these buildings started coming up. There was a load more gyms coming onto the street. It stopped becoming this fight street and more of a fitness street. And that culture just brought a very different dynamic into from before, kind of like we're seeing at the gym here. Everyone's smiling, everyone's going, hey, and then you would walk down the street and recognize everyone. And then very quickly, within a year or so, it was like more frowns, and that was maybe my perception, but that was a perception that I'd had from
like what
5 or 6 years of experience going there. And
this is from more like bodybuilding gyms appearing, or?
Maybe bodybuilding gyms. Just I felt there was a very big shift in change from having all of these fighters and backpackers on a street that was half a dirt road that felt like you were in a jungle, to then being. And it's a cool street. It's so weird because it's still a cool street. Fuck, man, you can walk down and you can go to this protein place, that protein place. You can pick a salad, pick a meal. And I've never really experienced a street like that either. But it wasn't the greater environment that I'd experienced over the years, that the environment that I wanted to be in. So, plus it was like 20 minutes to the beach, you know? And it was like a mission to the beach, whereas I can finish here and within 3 minutes be at the ocean watching the sunset, just finishing work.
Would you ever move back to Chalong after living up here?
No.
Yeah, I know the Chalong people and Rawai people don't like this podcast because
I don't, like, come up and visit, guys. Like, it's cool up here.
Well, a lot of people have the perception of up here. They're like, you know, it's rich and it's expensive. There is. Well, I guess you can explain it on your side, like in terms of accommodation up here, like you can find places just as cheap as you would in Chalong or Rawai, maybe a bit different, but I mean, it's pretty comparable.
I think so. Like, I think directly in Bangtao, no. I definitely think there's a price range that is definitely higher than what you would find in
unless you want like a guest room.
For sure. I think guest room prices are guest room prices.
You can get, like, I have a friend living here, a good friend, and he lives here. His place is 3,000 baht a month.
Yeah, I know someone on 3,000-4,000.
But it's like maybe the size of this studio and like a window to the back that, you know.
They can get that now though. High season, it was hard. I arrived at the beginning. Those ones. Yeah, I arrived in high season, and luckily Pete, my coach at Bangtao, he was lucky enough to sort of put me up for a little while until I live in Bangzhou, so I'm about 10-15 minutes away. Yeah. So I couldn't find a hook because it's my thing. I came to Thailand. I didn't want to live in a flat. Didn't want to live in an apartment. But definitely there are things available now. But even in high season in November, December, I couldn't find
So you have like a house now, kind of.
I have a house in Bangtao, yeah. In Bangzhou, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's kind of I used to live up there as well.
Nice.
It's a nice area.
It's a cool area, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good location, especially in the high season because you're outside of the traffic.
Yes.
Except if you have to go work there.
Well,
but if you're on the motorbike. If you enjoyed this content, we're doing 5 clips like this a week. If you want to watch the full podcast, click here.